Full disclosure, a review copy of this game was provided to me either by its publisher or development team. We Happy Few. Lovely day for it. When We Happy Few was first shown off, it was basically being sold as a survival-based game set in a creepy, procedurally generated world. But since then, this game has drastically changed. This world is still procedurally generated, but the game is complete with a fully fleshed out 23-hour-long campaign and plenty of side quests to extend this time. Throughout this campaign, you'll be playing as 3 characters, all seeking to escape in an alternate reality post-World War II world during the mid-1960s. First is Arthur. He's a very balanced character. His 12-hour or so long campaign is probably the most enjoyable, but you're in a utopian world where you go off your joy, a drug that takes away all emotion other than happiness. When you go off, you begin to remember your past, your brother. It's when you realize you need to escape, so you're off on a journey to do just that. The thing is, being off your joy makes you suspicious, so you'll have to fake your way through town, and occasionally pop a joy to go through downer detectors. This world feels very much like a BioShock meets Dishonored world. You feel as though you have just as much freedom as you do in those games. At first, We Happy Few is at a near masterpiece level. The world is so creepy and intriguing to explore. Within the first couple of hours, I found myself in an abandoned home with a creepy music box playing, an empty crib, toys on the bed. I found a home where a couple hung themselves together, a table set up for tea Alice in Wonderland style. I was absolutely enthralled and intrigued, disturbed and curious. Sadly though, this attention to detail and world building quickly completely evaporates. Going through this abandoned world is so eerie at first. There would be moments I would stop and have to tell someone about it or share a picture, but by the time you get to the first proper town, this is completely gone. The game turns into busy work fetch questing. The experience you have in the world of We Happy Few depends on your difficulty. There is an option to customize your difficulty. I chose to keep survival and combat on easy, but I kept suspicion on normal. I wanted to be immersed and get the intended experience of the world without having to worry about eating or sleeping. Though I do wish you were able to tweak the difficulty as you played the game to test things out. Get the perfect balance for you. Sadly, this isn't an option. But having to fit in to stop suspicion is where things can get super annoying. Plenty of chases through the streets and hiding on benches and in trash cans. There's a skill tree though to unlock perks and make towns a little less frustrating. These are rewarded to you by completing story quests as well as side quests. And you can build up to the townspeople just accepting you're someone that runs around without them wanting to fight you because of it. But Arthur's act is the most complete feeling. There's a lot of missions here where you'll be in buildings, sneaking around, taking out enemies, hacking, gathering materials, getting costumes to blend in. It's all a nice balance before you're challenged with the final 2 acts of the game. These final 2 acts though honestly feel like DLC. First up is Sally. Her story is around 6 to 8 hours and runs parallel to Arthur's story, so you'll meet each other with a different perspective from both ends. Here there's an added challenge of taking care of a child. As you're completing tasks, you'll have to come back home, feed the baby and hold it, or every hour a pound of weight is added to your carrying capacity, making it difficult for you to carry items and weapons. This is even more challenging because Sally's act is very heavy on crafting. All 3 characters can craft, but the focus is really here for this story. So many cool moments in her story though, so it was worth getting through even though it was infuriating. She can't fight with anything other than super light weapons, but has the most hostile enemies out of all 3 stories. And having to take care of her baby thing is super annoying too when you're trying to gather crafting components. And finally in Ollie's chapter, you have an insane weapon that does the highest damage possible. This is a 3 to 4 hour long father-daughter story and is the sweetest and funniest story of the 3 and concludes the entire story of We Happy Few. No sequel baiting, this game has an end. His added challenge though is you have to manage your blood sugar level. Food and honey is super important here, where in the other 2 stories I didn't really eat at all. It's quite challenging at first balancing the 2, as running around with low blood sugar cuts your health in half. But all 3 characters have a different skill tree. Ollie also isn't able to blend in and be accepted like Arthur and Sally, so it's basically impossible to sell items at a shop. You literally can't walk through a town without dozens of enemies constantly wanting to fight you. It's super frustrating, but again super worth it for the story, which is what summarizes We Happy Few perfectly, worth it for the story. I loved We Happy Few seemingly more than any other critic I've heard talk about it so far. However, that doesn't mean it's without its problems. First up, Procedural Generation. This was completely pointless and adds 0 replay value to the game. All it does is make it frustrating when you're forced to kill an NPC to progress a mission because you don't have a shady dumpster man to buy a suit from that you need like the playthrough you're watching on YouTube has. And it also stops the game from constantly having those moments at the beginning where it's creepy and intriguing. Handcrafted worlds is where it's at, and the first couple of hours of this game is proof of that. If the whole game was that, this could have been a 10, but instead they went the lazy route instead of the Witcher route. The game looks identical for everyone, it's just that they aren't, so again, pointless, takes more than it adds. Also, crafting materials with any consequence seem way too rare for crafting to even be a thing, let alone dedicate an entire 8-hour act to it. I never touched weapon crafting because of how rare useful supplies are. If you're gonna have a character that can only use specific weapons for fighting, make materials needed to make weapons for her available in abundance. And finally, crashes. This is the biggest thing holding me back from giving this game a solid score of amazing. I don't know how it is on other platforms, but on the PlayStation 4, this game crashes practically every 1 to 2 hours without fail. It would be random every time and super annoying because of how infrequent the game autosaves. So much retracing steps or rebuying perks I've already unlocked. Overall, We Happy Few is such a strange and intriguing world to live in for 24 hours, and despite all of its flaws, it's still worth seeing through from start to finish. I give We Happy Few an 8.5 out of 10. If you played We Happy Few, tell me what you thought about it down in the comment section below. If you haven't played it, tell me if you plan on picking it up. Thumbs up. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.
This will only sting a little.
Didn't realise she was quite this popular. So who am I pretending to be?
You could always pretend to be the maid.
Who is it?
It's Brown, the gardener. Could you get Miss Bing?
I'm sorry, she's very busy.
You should have said that she's out.
She's very busy being out.
I'll leave it with you then. Would you, open up, please?
I haven't got time to shave.
Or wrap something around your face.
And I'm a fat, ugly Scotsman.
Not all maids are thin, pretty, and French.
You've got all the bloody answers, haven't you? Just a minute!
If you like this video, please consider supporting me on Patreon so that I can continue to bring you reviews for all the newest games at patreon.com/superkengaming. You'll get access to early audio and video versions of reviews, exclusive Let's Play videos, and you'll even get to choose the game I play next. Thanks for watching, and of course, stay beautiful.